Well, g'day. Yes, you read it right. Wrong pentatonics. We're going to do things wrong today. Now look, that's what I called the headline of this video. And it's not really what we call it over in nerdy jazz world. I guess we call it superimposed pentatonics, but who's going to click on that? So what are wrong or superimposed pentatonics? Well, basically at the end of the day, when you're playing the blues, there's usually one, maximum of two pentatonics that you'll play over the chord that's the key center of the song. So in the key of A, for example, of course we play A minor pentatonic. And then you'll also do that trick where you take it down a minor third and you end up with a major pentatonic, which is your country thing, right? Very widely used, and it's a really great salt and pepper kind of vibe between the darker sound and the major sound, which I already dropped in there because it's just what I do. Darker, brighter. So that's one really common thing that people do, but this is a little bit different. What we're creating is I guess more of a suspended sound over the chord that is the center of the key. In this case, in A. So we need a little bit of a primer here first before we jump into this. Let's take the A minor pentatonic scale and make sure that you realize one little thing that we need to know in this video. When you're playing your minor pentatonic scale, we've got a minor third in it, right? For the sake of this exercise, so we know what key we're in, because the third is actually what tells you what really the quality or what type of chord you're playing is. We need a third. Now when I'm improvising the blues, I don't play it like that, right? In that scalar kind of way. I sort of, play in a nice free blues kind of way, but add that third every so often. So knowing that A minor pentatonic works over this chord, including its third, let's just take this pentatonic, leave the chord where it is, and take it up one tone and play it like this. Just the pentatonic scale, just the 5-note scale. Don't play it like the blues, don't bend or do anything fancy for now, just play the scale. Now, play your open A string and just practice the top half of that B minor pentatonic over it and see how it sounds. It's a little bit more esoteric, I guess is the word, or atmospheric, or ambiguous. Ambiguous is probably the best word. I'll get my thesaurus out next time. So what you actually get when you play a B minor pentatonic over an A chord in relation to the A chord is the B, of course, is the second note in A, or what we call the ninth. It's the same thing. We get the fourth. We go straight to the fourth in A. Right, we've got the fifth, the sixth, back to the 1, 9. So to go through that just a little bit more quickly, 9, 4, 5, 6, 1. 9, 4, 5, 6, 1. 9, and there's the 4 there. So we'll just talk about this position here first. So how do I use it and many other players use it? Classic example of a sort of player who might use this sort of thing would be Matt Schofield, maybe Robben Ford from time to time, or anyone who's a blues player but with a bit more of a jazz background. But the cool thing is you don't really need a jazz background in order to implement this straight away. Now what do you notice about this scale when it's played over A? It jumps over the third. There is no third in it in relation to A. Right? We go over it. It would normally be here, but we go straight down to here. And there's the third there. So what we can actually do is create momentary feeling of suspension and release, or tension and release. So the B minor pentatonic scale sort of suspends the sound of your melodic lines, and then we can resolve it back to the third. This is how I'd do it quite slowly. So here's B minor pentatonic coming down, and then find the third in A, which is the C sharp, and then go back to the A. Right, B minor pentatonic, down to A. B minor pentatonic, down to A. I know it in this position too. So as you can hear there, I'm actually playing a fair bit of your standard blues stuff too, because a lot of the times within context, it's enough. There's enough information there for me to do something cool with. But if I'm playing something a little bit more modern, and a little bit more funky maybe, and I've got a little bit of time to explore something over one chord, like a static chord, like the A7 for example, or any key, but let's just talk about the A7 in this case. I can use this B minor pentatonic to momentarily create a little bit of suspension or tension before we go resolve back to the third. I'll just play along to a backing track, just very, very simply, and see if I can outline that for you. B minor pentatonic. Back to the A. B minor. Back to A. B minor. Back to A. Classic A stuff. B minor. Back to A. B minor pentatonic. Back to A. A. B minor. Back to the A, right? I love to resolve it like this. Back to the A there, right? The third. Suspended. A little A triad there, which is the shape of a D, right? Might have been something a little bit more altered in there too. I'm only human. A little bit of chromaticism, dragging the notes down. Back to A. The big stuff, you know. B minor, A, kind of countryish, right? Harder blues, B minor pentatonic, and I fall off sometimes, you know, but that's the whole point of this. So that is your pentatonic scale, one step or 2 frets up from the chord that you are playing.